Welcome, my students, to another week of math. This week we will be covering notes 7.2 and 7.3, which is addition and subtraction equations. You have two videos for this presentation. Please go ahead and click play and then watch the video.
So everyone has question one written in their notebook? Yeah.
There you go. Now, for our Common Core state standards, we will be focusing on standard E5. That is EE5. So you will be solving equations and inequalities. You will be answering questions such as which values from a specified set, if any, make the equation or inequality true. You will also be using substitution, something that you have done in this class before, to determine if a given number in a specified set makes the equation or inequality true. You will also be focusing on standard 6 EE7, and that is solving real-world and mathematical problems by writing and solving equations. For example, x plus p equals q and px equals q. Your objectives, as in your SOSA for this week, you are learning how to solve and write addition and subtraction equations. You will be using interactive notebooks, group sharing, your whiteboard.fi, and sentence starters. You do have an essential question that you do need to answer, and that is, how do you determine if two numbers or expressions are equal? And your artifact is page 529, questions 1 through 3, and 539, questions 1 through 5. Now here are our notes. We have some vocabulary words. Our first vocabulary word is equation. What is an equation? A mathematical sentence showing two expressions are equal. Vocabulary word number 2, inverse operation. What is inverse operation? That is operations which undo each other. For example, if you have an addition problem and subtraction, the inverse operation of addition, the opposite is subtraction. The inverse operation of subtraction is addition. These are inverse operations. Now, if you have multiplication, the opposite or the inverse operation of multiplication is division, and division will be the inverse operation of multiplication. Subtraction property of equality. If you subtract the same number from each side of an equation, the two sides remain equal. Again, subtraction operation of equality. If you subtract the same number from each side of an equation, the two sides remained equal. Now let's go ahead and try some addition equations. Again, equation is an expression where both of the sides of the equal sign are the same. Here is an example. Let's say you have m plus 5 equals 16. You need to always do the opposite operation. So what is the inverse operation of addition? That would be minus. But what number is with that operation? If you have plus 5, you now need minus 5. So what you do on one side, you also do it on the other. So if that's minus 5 on this side of the equation, then you also subtract minus 5 from 16. So now 16 minus 5, that would equal to 11. So all you have to do is subtract whatever number is with the operation, because you are trying to cancel this out. 5 minus 5 would be 0, so all you have left is now m. m equals 11. Let's give another example. 24 equals r plus 5. Again, we always need to do the opposite operation. So if you have plus 3, the inverse operation would be minus 3. So what you do on one side of the equation, you also do it on the other side. So that would be minus 3. So now 24 minus 3, that would give you 21. R is 21. Now, how can we find out if this is true? Well, if you go ahead and put m equals 11, and you put this here, 11 plus 5, would that equal 16? Yes. So these are equivalent. They are equal, therefore, you have solved the problem. Over here, same thing. If r equals 21, let's see if that's true. 21 plus 3, does that equal 23? The answer would be yes. I want you to try the following. C plus 3 equals 6. What would be C? 9 equals 2 plus x. What is x? 7 plus a equals 9. What is a? Please solve it in your interactive notebook and hit pause. And when you are ready, we will be resuming. So click pause to answer this. Give it a try. And when you're ready, we will go to the next slide. Click play when you are ready. Now, let's move to subtraction equations. M minus 9 equals 17. How will we solve this? Well, again, you always do the opposite operation. So if you have minus 9, the inverse operation would be plus 9 on both sides. This cancels out. So now you know 17 plus 9, your answer would be 26. So m equals 26. If that is true, then we have to get 26 minus 9. If that equals 17, then we are correct. Go ahead and give this one a try. R minus 6 equals 23. Now, was that the same thing you did? Remember, we are trying to get the inverse operation. We already know it's minus. So minus 6, what is the opposite? That will be plus 6. So 23 plus 6 will equal to 29. Let's try a minus 2 decimal 1. Now you're dealing with decimals. Equals 5 decimal 8. So what would be the inverse operation? If you have minus, you know you need to add. Add 2.1 to both sides of the equation. This cancels out because it should give you 0. Now you have a by itself, and your answer would be 7.9. Remember, always line up the decimals. Okay, so 8 plus 1 equals 9, 5 plus 7 equals 7, and you are lining up the decimals. Now, you do have an exit ticket. Sorry. So for this exit ticket, what we need to do is solve a minus 1.1 equals 2.3. Go ahead and solve it in your interactive notebook, or you could also solve it on the whiteboard.fi. I will be giving you the code in the class, but since you're watching this on your own, go ahead and solve it in your interactive notebook. You do have classwork, and that is your independent classwork. Okay, so your independent practice, you will be going to iexcel.com. Make sure you are using the LAUSD under your Schoology account, or you could just click here. You are to complete all the lessons. You have one lesson for this week, and you need to score 70 or higher. You are going to be doing the solving one-step equations and addition equations with whole numbers. Okay, again, I put the videos here in order for you to review if needed. So all you need to do is click to iExcel, sign in with your Google account, make sure you use your LAUSD email, and then you will look, again, remember, you will have your information right here since it is as a student, but if you need to go to learning, you could go to learning, go to grade 6, and remember you have all the little stars that you should have done already. Okay, so if we look at the problem, it is z.7. Solve one step addition and subtraction equations. So you already know this says z, okay, and then it says 7. So that would be number 7, solve one step equations. You click on this, and you do need to practice everything that we have done. Go ahead and use your interactive notebook. So you do have to solve your problems. When you answer it correctly, make sure you get 70 points or more. Okay, that is it, my kids. Have fun with it, enjoy, and I will see you next time.